Hello, this video is about dictionaries as preparation for the final exam. So dictionary is a type of data structure that is a little more capable than a simple list. So as a data structure, you can define what are known as keys and values. So every item or every dictionary has potentially multiple keys and values. They're always paired up. So for one key, there's always one value. And you can't really make a dictionary that only has values. That would be a list. So they're really not the same thing. With the dictionary, you always have to have key value pairs. I see sometimes people forget to put the key, they only put the values, but it's really going to mix up your keys and values if you do that. So don't forget to put a key for every value and only one key and value together. So a simple dictionary would be like, my dictionary is A, 5, B, ooh, whatever. So the point is you use the squiggle braces and your keys and values are separated by colon, and comma is how you give multiple key value pairs. And the keys and values could be anything, like you could have a list for, actually I don't know if you could have a list for a key. I don't think anyone really does that. You could have a number for a key, and your value could be a list. You could have another key that's different type, and its value could be a dictionary, whatever. And if you've got a dictionary, you can add a key or change the value of a key by using brackets, just like you do with lists. And you can go through all the keys in a loop. You can print the key, but you probably want to print the value. So use the key in brackets. And you can, I think you can delete. Let's check if that's possible. Oh, I don't have K because I'm outside the loop. Let's delete C. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, so C disappeared because if you print before, it was there before, and then you delete it. Also, you can ask if a key is in your list, or sorry, in your dictionary. For that matter, something I forgot in the list video, you can also check if a value is in a list. So it's a similar operation. So it's true in that case. Okay, so let's make a program now that keeps track of the paycheck an employee will receive based on the number of hours they worked and their hourly rate. First, we're going to make a list of dictionaries. We'll have multiple employees, so we can't just use one dictionary, or at least I don't think that's a good idea. So each dictionary in this list will have a key and a value, or sorry, two keys. The name will be a key, and the rate, our hourly rate, will be a key. And from that, we'll then compute how much they're paid, because we're going to ask the user how many hours do they work. So we're going to start a list, and inside here we're going to put all the dictionaries representing the different employees. And all the dictionaries will have the same format, the same number of keys, so that the rest of our code can be consistent. Here's one employee. Second employee. And third employee. And it's a list, so you put commas after each element. The list doesn't care what it contains. It turns out the list contains little dictionaries. Now, let's do a loop. So this loop actually goes through the list. And in EMP, the variable EMP will be each of these dictionaries in order. Let's ask the user how many hours they worked. We'll put the person's name. Now, since EMP is a dictionary and we want the name, we have to use the key name in the brackets. Unlike a list where in the brackets goes the number, in this case you put the key in the brackets for a dictionary. And then we'll compute the paycheck by multiplying. We'll put their name first, $, and then 2 decimal places. Again, get the name, and then calculate the rate times hours. Put a blank line between them. All right, so I do have one input, but all the employee data is put in the program ahead of time. How many hours Bob Smith? So $150 paycheck, and so forth. All right, so very common use of dictionaries, just keeping track of data and grabbing that data when you need it. This doesn't show any loop going through the keys or anything like that. It's a little less common, so this is more typical use of dictionaries.